The bottom lane pickup. Taliyah is the premier mid lane roaming champion right now. This champion got multiple buffs all across the globe right now. Huge priority because you can have so many set CC plays with it, as well as being able to roam down to that bottom lane.
All right, what's the answer here, Immortals? You know you're up against the Taliyah. Okay, Seraphine locked in. I see Seraphine, I think Deathball comp.
And I think a possible supportive mid lane with carry jungle as Kenvi hovering over a couple of his dream champions. Kenvi coming from Academy, where in Academy, Kenvi was king. Kenvi was dominant. Kenvi got to play whatever carry champ he wanted. Hover
LCS
over
is a little different.
Yeah, hover over there, some Kindred, you know, some Kha'Zix style stuff. But in the end, once you go on the LCS, need some of that early dueling power
Viego's
coming
still
from the
pretty
Viego. Still pretty chatty.
Yeah, it's not like you have to play like a full tank or something. You're not on Sejuani duty or anything like that. So, Viego, Viego, you'll take Viego. That's cool. All right, 100 Thieves, what's the response here going to be? Sivir really rising up in priority here recently after the buffs that changed her from lethality poke back to a traditional crit scaling team fighter with a lot of power. What else do they want to go for here before the second round of bans comes in?
Well, Abbeddage is probably going to be the one with the Taliyah. They could move it to jungle for closer. I guess we will see here. Viego definitely is scary early on. If you get the jump on Taliyah, it's going to be a bad time. Gnar blind pick, secure this one before we go to second bans. Man, this is a pretty powerful, first set of picks for 100 Thieves. They got priority for 2 solo lane champs, both Taliyah and Gnar. We'll see about the investment on the side from Immortals because the trade back hasn't really been seen yet. I mean, honestly, you know, maybe they pick up the Aphelios, but it's gonna be the PO. Okay, double short range though. You are looking at short range Shiver. So PoE has had successful use already of the Swain. This is very good into shorter range AD carries when you're looking for these clump team fights and become this massive immovable object on the front line with a Seraphine behind you healing you up.
Exactly. Swain might be a big spooky military commander and Seraphine's an uwu anime girl, but they get along so well. They are best buddies. They make this death ball. It's impossible to fight into them in a straight up team fight because they're so powerful. They control so much. So I'm really excited to see how Immortals is going to do with the rest of this draft. They do remove the Yuumi. Very effective with so many different champions. Alistar is going to get hit by 100 Thieves. Targeting supports, the name of the game here for both sides.
Yeah, Sivir Yuumi super scaling and hasn't been punished very heavily in lane. Sivir still, even after the early game nerfs to wave clearing with Q being down a little bit until you get your crit scalings in there with the new W, is able to just farm out a lot of the early stages, and that's what Yuumi wants as well, so it's been one of the go-to matchups. We still have Renata on the board, but if it's going to be a bottom lane Seraphine, now that PoE has taken the Swain, and not a support Seraphine, then look for a little bit more engage for the side of Immortals, either top lane or support engage.
Fiora banned out as the last ban here from 100 Thieves, paying respect towards Revenge again. Revenge kind of earning that respect with some of his performances on these carry style tops.
Yeah, I would say 100% earning it. Honestly, left no doubt in my mind. A couple of big performances recently from him, both with the Aatrox as well with the Yone.
There it is. Somewhere out there, a chill just went down G2's spine. Here it is. Let's see if he can.
He had the massive 1v5, huge AoE heals coming out. No hesitation on this lock-in. See what Ssumday, see what 100 Thieves have to say about the bottom side, though.
Yeah, we still need to see that support. Still need to see a jungler, closer. He's had plenty of Lee Sin games in the past. We like to talk about how Lee Sin scales with skill. We saw an unfortunate...
okay, let's be clear. Every champion scales with skill.
Lee Sin scales hella with skill.
Okay.
All right? It's like a greater... It's like an AP ratio. There's a skill ratio. Lee Sin has a 1-to-1 skill ratio.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Closer does on it, because if you can knock Seraphine into the rest of the team, if you can knock Swain away when he's trying to get in there and do all his crazy stuff, there's a lot of potential here. Gragas going to round out the draft here for 100 Thieves.
So I don't know if I've ever seen a team with more shoves than this team. The 100 Thief team can displace Immortals members all over. Taliyah shove, Gnar ultimate, Lee Sin kick, Gragas ultimate as well. All these tools to push the Swain back once Swain ults.
Yep.
So there's a lot of just move PowerOfEvil away from us from the team fight stuff here for 100 Thieves. I kind of like this angle. And there's that engage I was looking for the Immortal side. They lock it in with that support, Nautilus guaranteed.
So who are you giving the edge to here in this draft?
I really like this 100 Thieves draft.
Okay.
I mean, just the fact that they got Taliyah and Gnar in the first 2 pick sessions here for them, really, really high priority for me on the current state of the patch. Taliyah just roams so well. Yeah, PowerOfEvil is this kind of immovable object in mid lane, but Taliyah doesn't have to fight around mid lane. You can just go to the other sides, and there is a decent amount of setup for it there. When you lock in that Gragas support for Huhi, if you can get that Huhi roaming around, body slam flash. Oh, up while he's mountain climbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stuck
You've got
up
Taliyah
there.
is the rocks and Sivir is the cutting part.
Okay. Sivir is going to provide you the knife.
I didn't know
Cut your own arm off.
I didn't know if our broadcast was rated E for everyone, so I didn't want to get too graphic when I was describing. Oh, well, all right.
Mountain climbing.
Yeah, mountain climbing. Who doesn't love a little mountain?
Yeah.
All right, so worth noting, one thing that my eyes are immediately drawn to, Abbeddage does have the Summoner spellbook here, but his default spells are Ghost and Flash, so there is going to be 2 extra teleports on the side of Immortals. They have a teleport in bottom lane on Lost, they have one in mid lane on PowerOfEvil, so some more later game macro potential here for these guys.
Can't believe it's already the last game of regular season with the Twins going head-to-head. The coaching staff matchup of the century.
It's not the last game of the regular season. We still got a couple more
They're
weeks.
talking about this specific matchup.
Oh.
The coaches are twins.
Oh, I was about to say somebody's not paying attention to the calendar. There's plenty more to play.
They're paying attention.
Okay.
Paying attention.
All right,
It's the twins.
All right. Okay.
Ooh, and we got a skeleton here. Speaking of
That's sick.
some style.
That is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in the LCS audience.
And the top hat.
Yes.
Badass. Let's
Yeah,
go.
dude. That's
Now,
awesome.
The real question is, which of these 2 teams are you a fan of? Which twin are you going for?
Whichever one Skullman's voting for.
Yeah,
He's got my vote.
Well, I was actually asking Skullman.
Oh, well, I'm going to agree with you.
You're the one with the mic, so you can respond.
All right.
Well,
so
Frieza, and what's his name?
Nightshare.
Nightshare.
It's not as easy to remember as Freeze.
No.
Well, where do you expect to see the action here? Early game, buddy.
On the chickens.
Come on.
Closer's beating them up. Beat those chickens up. All right.
All right, wise guy.
Both junglers pathing up towards topside, though. Ward on Raptor Pit for Kenvi will spot him as he transitions over. But honestly, yeah, definitely the possibilities for the aggressive lane.
All right, Abbeddage just throwing out those rocks there. Triple lane view is going to show us that it's 100 Thieves with push in both bottom and top side. Mid lane breaking much more even.
Yeah, good old Sivir, hard shoving early on into the Seraphine lane. Pretty easy lane for Sivir to scale on up, focus on these last hits. Huhi gets dragged just into, just out of tower range.
Yeah.
The angle on the tri lane actually does give it a little bit of a distance warping here, though. So no tower shot taken from Huhi. Gives right back.
That's a lucky situation for him, just barely out of the range of it. You can see Kenvi wanted to stop by mid, see if there was anything to be done, but there was not. Taliyah, one of those champions, despite how strong she is, how much damage she has, how good she is at roaming, very vulnerable if she gets caught out. So I do like to see Kenvi looking for those plays.
And since we do have top lane hard shoving here for the Gnar, should be easy to secure closer this top side Scuttle Crab. Yep, goes right in. Kenvi pushing around is, he should know with both solo lanes pushing up there for 100 Thieves. That crab is not yours.
Yeah, it's just the state of the jungle, right? Of course it feels bad to have to surrender it, but that's just League of Legends. You don't have the solo lane backup. As the jungler, you're not getting the crab. And unfortunately for Kenvi, since he was still hanging around up there and was not going for the other crab, it's going to be 2 crabs on the menu for closer.
Yeah, I just love what this shoving bottom lane is doing. So pushing in with the Sivir, that priority gives you this extra ward. My favorite ward in the whole game, Flowers.
Yep.
When my bottom lane can get that for me on blue Gromp of the enemy jungle. We've already taken both crabs on the side of 100 Thieves.
Yep.
So guess what? Kenvi only has one path to go for, and it is on second respawn of your bottom side clear. and it's already pre-warded by Huhi.
Ooh, Ignar with a nice dredge line there onto Huhi. Follow-up damage, nice from Lost. Gonna chunk him out here again. Of course, Gragas does have some pretty nice sustain. Still a potion, still a cookie in the inventory if he wants to heal back up, or if they just want to get this wave shoved in and recall, totally an option there too.
Gragas always hiding cookies in that Lederhosen.
There's cookies in my Lederhosen. What a...
You gotta hide the snacks on you, Flowers. You can't be caught without some extra sustenance in lane.
It's like sneaking snacks into the movie theater.
Exactly. I'm not paying, what, $20 nowadays?
$20 for popcorn or something?
Cookie?
It's like, no, dude, I'll just sneak some
No,
cookies
Gragas
in
is
my
gonna
Lederhosen.
bring his own in. He's bringing his own drinks in too, actually.
I don't think he's sneaking that one in so much. That one feels a little bit more audacious to me.
It's like a support dog, but it's a support keg.
This is my emotional support cake. All right. Well, we've got Immortals rotating supports around. We've got 100 Thieves doing the same thing. Both these guys, you already talked about Gragas' Flash E playmaking. Nautilus has a lot of playmaking as well, but it doesn't look like either side's got anybody who's really vulnerable to it here. Closer looking to check that brush with a Sonic Wave. He won't find a whole lot, but now he and Huhi can walk back down through this river. They're going to find the control ward placed down there by Immortals. That'll get immediately cleared out. So a little bit of a vision lead there for 100 Thieves in the bottom side river. Closer's going to find the other control ward right here and keep Immortals blind.
This is probably the most standard opening for League of Legends games.
Yeah.
With both junglers playing to their pushing lanes. Then we have the synced support recall timers. Both of them with mid go out mid to try and get that vision control. 100 Thieves win that fight as well. So all of the like super minor objectives in the game. All of the earliest, smallest check marks on your to-do list have gone the way of 100 Thieves. They took out the trash and they folded the laundry. Great job so far. No first blood, but all the small steps taken care of.
Hey, League of Legends is a game of small steps, right? Like sometimes it's the things that feel like the smallest mistakes that can end up costing you the most, biting you in the butt. As long as you're not getting bit in the butt by small mistakes, you're feeling good.
These small mistakes are mosquitoes now coming.
Yeah, I don't like mosquitoes,
for
man.
ya.
I hate those guys. Well, let's see bottom. Huhi clearing out some wards here. Takes out the vision, has their control ward. 100 Thieves winning the vision game here early on around the bottom side of the map. You can see they got the control wards there in the pixel brush in the bottom side river. And with the mid lane and bot lane control, it's nothing but crabs all day for Mr. Closer.
Meanwhile, I actually do think it's really nice CS from the Seraphine lane. They've been getting hard shoved into the tower, but Lost has done quite a good job picking up all the CS here. Seraphine does scale quite nicely with AP. That's one of the things people underestimate about the champion. Until live, when those AP ratios get a little nerf, as needed. Huhi gonna yoink that blue buff. Thank you very much for the leash.
Oh, throws the barrel out. They're just stealing everything away from Kenvi. The power and the control over these two lanes. This is the jungler's nightmare. Both of your lanes don't have priority. They're kind of stuck underneath the turret. The enemy team is all grouping up and working together to steal every single one of your resources. Closer's getting ahead.
Yeah, the to-do list, the items are getting a little bit beefier as well. Stealing away blue and Gromp, that's more like washing the whole SUV. Big task done here. A little bit more investment from 100 Thieves. They replenish their vision deep in the jungle too, so once again, getting value here out of the early plays. You mentioned this, how small the steps are in League of Legends, and it's a lot about these baby steps. Those baby steps have this knock-on domino effect as well. The first one gets you the next ward a lot easier. They retain second Scuttle Crab as well down there over Dragon protecting it, which means they can move up to Rift Herald.
Okay, 100 Thieves will start this one up. Immortals not wanting to just let it go. They're bringing in Kenvi and PowerOfEvil. Top laners, both still in top lane. Looks like it's going to be Ssumday coming down first, but Revenge is following right beside him. Herald still at about 2,000. Might still get one more eye opening, maybe not. Revenge has the World Ender. Okay, they have control over the Herald here. The eyeball is open. Kenvi and Immortals are going to secure that one. IMT just walks in and takes it.
It looked a little weird to me at first, but Revenge uses his ult and flash just to get to the team to make sure that they can have a better battle line set up if 100 Thieves try and take that 3-for-3, and they force down the Herald off of it. So Flash used and invested for Revenge there, and it ends up getting traded by Closer in a very effective manner. The objective acquired and you actually get more concentrated gold because PowerOfEvil was the one to pick up the eyeball. So PowerOfEvil won't have to share any of the turret plate money from the Herald with his jungler, gets to funnel the Swain basically.
I mean, yeah, that play looked a little wacky at the start, but the result is awesome. Good stuff from Revenge there and Immortals just as a unit. As Kenvi's coming up here, Ssumday has turned back into Mini Gnar, but he should just be able to hop, skip, and jump away from this one. Closer finds Kenvi there in the river, doesn't land Sonic Wave.
I've really been enjoying this recent arc from Immortals. You know, okay, so first, the whole team overall, they come back after the break week of LCS, the extra week of practice.
Yeah.
And they really invested in themselves. The coordination, a lot better. Their early game planning, a lot better. But also, this resurge of Revenge. He's had multiple games, really big performances from him. The Aatrox first, but then also the Yone game. Even though they didn't get the victory there, a lot of big individual plays. And you can tell he's looking for angles for himself to actually be the carry and not trying to play just off of teammates.
Well, we've got a still very modest gold lead for 100 Thieves, but no kills on the board. That Rift Herald just about halfway expired here in PowerOfEvil's inventory, as Immortals are going for the first Drake of the game here, 10.5 minutes in. Very late first Drake. It was a Cloud, so those generally don't have as much pressure, as much priority on them compared to some of the other ones. Kenvi can just secure that one nice and easy. No knives in the inventories means you do have that 900 threshold there on the smite, so easy to do. No chance for 100 Thieves to try to move in and steal anything. As FBI working on some plate money down here in bottom.
Yum, yum, yum. Play for the plates. Bottom laners always talking about how are we going to play this lane early, and sometimes, but pretty rarely, there are lanes where you're playing for actual 2v2 kills, but the majority of the time, a winning lane looks like playing for plates. And Sivir with the constant shove, able to get the first one there for FBI. Feels so nice again. Sivir, the new Sivir with the crit scaling added to Q just scales even better. Like so nice here. The amount of AoE damage you can put out in these team fights for later. And since, as we mentioned, in this overall comp, if you zoom out and look at the 100 Thieves, what they crafted in their draft, they've got a lot of things to deal with. The biggest team fight AoE on Immortals, which is the Swain. A lot of these shove backs with the Taliyah, Gragas, Lee Sin, even Gnar.
Yeah.
So they're definitely looking for that setup. Rift Herald will still get the charge off, no problem.
Yep. Abbedage tried to use the seismic shove there, but Shelly is too big, cannot be displaced by that, so the charge comes through, only gets the 2 plates, no other bonus on top of that. Despite that money going over to the side of IMT, it's still a 1,000 gold lead for 100 Thieves. Gonna get a little bit of a fight down here? Nah. Oh. Yeah? No.
You gotta give him more encouragement than that. You know, we need some incentive here.
Well, what am I supposed to tell him? Hey guys, go hit each other.
Yeah, start battle chanting. You know, we need the blood craze to take over. We've had over 1,000 gold lead earned by 100 Thieves without any bloodshed.
Yeah.
Mostly through deconstruction of these turrets.
Yep.
Turret plates on top side, you can see there as well for Ssumday. He's worked off 1, almost 2 for himself as well, and the extra CS doing a little bit of work.
Yeah, the Rift Herald actually equalized the plates because it's 1 plate top and 1 plate bottom that 100 Thieves have taken, and then now Immortals got 2 plates back in mid. Ssumday will bring that lead back into the favor of 100 Thieves here if he can take off the last little bit of damage. Revenge popping the World Ender, getting away as Abbedage came top looking for him, and that does buy Ssumday enough time to get that next plate, as Kenvi and Revenge now going to see if they can find the vulnerable Mini Gnar, but Taliyah is still hanging around, so that won't happen.
Yeah, Ssumday's got flash. They were looking for a possible turn there. Support roam timer for Ignar is a little bit quicker. Kenvi taking a lot of damage though.
Abbedage with some nice side steps, but not nice enough. First blood over to Revenge, as Huhi's got to try to get out of town, but Ignar's gone fishing, and Kenvi gets it.
I think the comms right there were a little bit of a self-bait from 100 Thieves, because Huhi was matching the support roam timer, so Huhi was maybe 2 seconds behind the roam from Ignar, but Immortals were also bringing Kenvi ahead on the timer, so just a numbers game there for Immortals. Even though Kenvi takes a big chunk of damage, Abba feels like, I got a nice combo up on him. They get the last laugh there for Immortals. First and second blood achieved. There you go. You get what you want.
Nicely done. Let's take another look at how they made it happen.
So yeah, initially they've got the numbers advantage, 3v2. PoE you can see coming up on screen too though. So it's gonna be Gragas and Swain arriving at the same time, and even though Kenvi gets chunked out, Abbeddage is against the wall. Guess what? Chain CC. Revenge is able to hit the long Q on Q1 off of the setup there from Ignar. Kenvi gets the reset. Sweet, 2 nice and easy kills there without either summoner from the Taliyah being blown. I thought Abbeddage was gonna flash over the wall behind him.
Yeah.
But then he got really close to the thick part. So nice job chaining that CC. Nautilus, there's a reason we wanted more hard CC set up here in the Immortals lineup, and Ignar is able to set him up with the combination there, followed up by the Q1 from Revenge.
Revenge with that Gore Drinker online now. Tons of healing. We've seen what it can do before not that long ago, and he's looking for more of those moments here in this one later on. Kenvi coming up top yet again, really just trying to play around Revenge, trying to make sure that he's enabled, that he's not going to fall behind, just have to suffer underneath the turret against the Gnar. Ssumday just going to try to eat up some fruits here. Kenvi's going to be chased back into the jungle, it looks like. Should be able to walk up, take this crab. You can see it's 100 Thieves committing men and resources on the bottom side, as they've got 4 players down here pushing towards this tier 1 turret. It is already over half dead. They won't be able to force it down just yet.
And with the commitment here from Kenvi showing on top side on Rift Trail number 2, probably should be 100 Thieves just blowing this dragon up. They've got a timing window here. Rift Trail number 2 takes a while to kill, so they should be able to trade dragons, and that will mean our gold has almost been completely even with those 2 kills for Immortals, and the dragons will shortly follow and be even 1-on-1.
So after 16 minutes, the teams have pretty much fought to a standstill, except now we're going to see that change a little bit here as the Herald charges in for the first turret in mid lane. PowerOfEvil getting jumped on here by 100 Thieves, but the Swain ulti is scary enough that they're not willing to chase him down. Closer tries to go for the Sonic Wave, but he's not going to find it. Immortals disengage it, and they still have the slightest of gold leads thanks to that turret falling.
Yep. Squeezed out a little bit one there. I think it is a decent advantage, though, to be able to have mid lane defenses open for possible roaming. Their Unleashed teleport is also ready for PowerOfEvil, so if they can get any... Never mind, there we go. He just uses it right back to lane. Going to see if we could get any deeper wards for possible Swain flanks, because Swain flanks are pretty formidable. As far as mid laners go, those are some of the scariest mid lane flanks, but uses it to get down to that bottom side wave and push out this lane for tempo.
All right, we've got 4 minutes before the Drake spawns. There are no more Rift Heralds going to be spawning in this game, so neutral objectives are not in the conversation right now. Means we're probably not going to get any fights breaking out unless they just happen randomly if someone's out of position. You can see Huhi and FBI wandering around together. It's pretty dangerous for the AD carry to be walking around by himself in between these lanes in these dark patches of the map. So 100 Thieves are trying to establish some vision, make sure that they're using the power of the Gragas there to check these things. As PowerOfEvil, he'll just clear out the minions again. They're still holding on to this bottom lane tier 1 turret. As damaged as it is, 100 Thieves have not been able to take it out just yet.
I do expect someday, if 100 Thieves are able to keep vision of the rest of the team, Gnar on Trinity Force plus an Executioners should be able to make some headway in the 1v1 on top side of the map. And Sumday's got Unleashed teleport advantage. So 100 Thieves right now are holding the extra card. Okay. They're the ones that have the priority to make a play at their own whim. They've got Ssumday with an advantage here on top side, 1 versus 1, and a teleport that he could bring to the rest of the team. They decide to send the rest of the team to him.
All right, Ssumday's going in. Transforms into the Mega Gnar, but he whiffs it. The ulti doesn't hit. Closer goes in for an ulti of his own as Revenge tries to flash in and make the hero move, but not this time.
Yep, not able to get it. 100 Thieves, too many displacements. They whiff the Gnar ultimate, so they give him the kick. Closer knocks him into the wall. They get the kill on the tower. Will be traded here for the bottom side play, but +1 kills for 100 Thieves. They're rewarded for that proactivity. Going up to their strong side there, playing off of Ssumday again.
But it will be traded back as Immortals grab the tier 1 turret there in the bottom lane. So 2-to-1 turret count still favoring IMT. We got 2 minutes till that Drake spawns. Baron's going to be on the table in about 1.5. Let's take another look at how the play went down here topside. Ssumday's ulti not quite where they wanted it.
Yeah, 1 tower shot, 2 tower shot. They've got so many people up here though, with the 4-person dive onto Revenge. that even with Ssumday reacquiring tower aggro there when Closer jumped out, he was able to drop it one more time. Revenge almost had it as the tower aggro got back on Ssumday, and that's why he flashed for the possibility.
That was so close because you saw as his character died and the health bar disappeared, the Gore Drinker visual effect still happened.
Yeah.
So he was actually just a fraction of a second away from getting a Gore Drinker heal there. As now the Taliyah wall comes out, and Immortals got to be a little bit careful about what's going on here, or do they? It's Closer taking a lot of damage as Revenge swoops in, and PowerOfEvil's looking to lock them up. The dredge line goes out, and Abbeddage flashes away. Seismic shove won't find anyone. Immortals, nice job again. Kobe, this team is night and day different from the 5 dudes we saw on Summoner's Rift the first 3 weeks of this split.
I love it. They're not going to take that top tower dive lying down. Flowers Revenge gets right back up, teleports out there, ultimate pop. They chase down the kill. They get themselves a pick. And the teleport cooldown is also traded there as Ssumday has to teleport out. So they don't even go down on cooldowns. Closer also having to use the flash for Lee Sin, one of the big playmaking abilities here. So Immortals, yeah, this is a new look. Ever since they got back from the break, have definitely been way more aggressive, always looking for that setup, always looking for the way right back into it.
And Abbeddage is just going to keep shoving up here. I like the fact that 100 Thieves is trying to find plays to make, like using the Taliyah wall, blocking these guys off, but fighting into the Death Ball, fighting into the Swains and the Seraphines, it's just so difficult. And now Revenge should be aware that they may be looking for him here. He'll see Huhi move up, walking past the control ward. He'll clear that one out now. Immortals bringing some bodies down.
Yeah, PoE is in base right now, but he's got a teleport, so he can arrive instantly when Dragon gets here.
Oh.
Sivir popped to chase off the 3-person squad. Does keep them sectioned apart here for Immortals, but a little blast cone action is a regroup for Immortals, and it's an even 5-on-5 right down the scrimmage line.
Alrighty, IMT grouped up as 5, exactly how Seraphine and Swain like to play it. 100 Thieves looking for an angle here with those displacements. The yeet, that is the most important part of what these guys can do here. Can they separate somebody? Can they pick somebody? Can they disengage Swain? Closer, throwing out the Sonic Wave. There goes the Gragas ulti. Huhi losing about half HP as PowerOfEvil goes into the ulti of his own. He'll try to zone them away, but he's got to be careful. His health bar's dropping low. Immortals zone them out, and they'll take the objective.
Brute force there with the Swain front line. PoE chases them back. They regroup on that Dragon. It's going to get traded for a mid lane push, though, as 100 Thieves retreat to their minion wave and will be able to get a tower for their troubles. So a Dragon number 2. Hex Dragon's quite nice with the ability haste, but
And attack speed.
mid tower down.
Attack speed's always useful. Ability haste always useful. And of course, it gets you that much closer to the incredibly powerful soul that'll give them that much more control in these big meatball fights. But we're still quite a ways away from that. 22 minutes into the game, only 4 kills on the table, and only 200 gold separating the teams. Honestly, for one team being 9-3 and the other team being 3-9,
Yeah.
this game is evenly matched.
Also, we can see Immortals are utilizing the, well, never mind. Maybe we have a trailing gank here. Ssumday gonna knock him
Boy.
against the wall.
Ssumday's looking to take him out. The turret still hanging on by
One
just
attack.
a sliver.
Got it.
And Revenge should not get away from this one.
It's actually, well, never mind. They're just gonna take over the entire map now with mid being taken in the last push for 100 Thieves and bottom tower being taken now. Huhi just gets to do so much vision work here. Yay, support Lucky Day. You get to go body slam a whole bunch of wards here. Clearing them all out. Those tower defenses all down. Every outer tower, therefore, Immortals has dropped down, and Huhi trying to get in there for the blue steal as well.
He got it! Nice shot, dude.
Yoink.
Very well done. And as he was doing that, Chempunk Chainsword completed for Ssumday. So not only getting the massive cost efficiency of that item, but the increased power on the Grievous Wounds versus Revenge's Aatrox there in the side lane. Ssumday's feeling very comfortable in that matchup.
Certainly is. What I was about to point out was this has now been enabled as of 2 patches ago. Both Leandries will burn.
Yes.
So
Stacking burns.
You can actually stack them now. Nice little change. Immortals taking advantage of instantly here with both the Seraphine and the Swain building them.
All Alrighty, everybody's just still clearing out some vision right now. 1,500 gold lead for 100 Thieves. About as big of a lead as we've seen this entire game, but they still need to be able to execute with it. We're just running into Immortals in these straight head-on fights. Hasn't been working out for them so far.
Well, everybody is really investing in the next team fight as well. With the stopwatch getting picked up, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Everybody looking for the big plays on the next team fight.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be fun, Flowers. Count the stopwatches.
Oh, this is going to be a wild one.
On these big plays. Those are especially effective against Viego. So I always recommend, especially when you're getting to something like a Dragon Soul fight or something like that, invest in a stopwatch if you're playing against Viego. You can be the one that stops the reset city from taking place. Be the combo breaker that saves your team.
Because then, if Viego loses his combo, if he doesn't get the invulnerability phase of taking over that body, a lot of times he just jumps in and kills himself on accident.
Yeah.
Like, that's not where he wants to be, so the outplay potential is huge. Ssumday's going to clear out some vision here in the top side. With Baron being alive, 25 minutes into the game here, one big convincing team fight from either side could just determine the entire fate of the game because of the fact that now you have that big reward to take, because then you can snowball that into even more. 3 turrets versus 2 turrets. Neither side has lost a single tier 2 yet.
Definitely going to be big opportunities here with everybody's flashes except for FBI's available too. So the playmaking utility is available. Stopwatches, flashes are ready.
There's another stopwatch. Ssumday's got a stopwatch now too, so it's 3 versus 2 in stopwatch count. 100 Thieves has more stopwatches.
We're gonna need a new sponsor. We gotta get the Rolex count.
Yeah, where's Rolex at? Rolex, you guys want to sponsor some esports? Hit us up.
I'll be happy to sport one up here on the caster desk. No problem. You send a couple my way. We'll try.
Yeah, there's a little tryout, test phase.
Exactly.
Sure. All right, Immortals. Let's see what they can do here with this death ball. They got about 35 seconds before the Drake spawns. I expect both teams to be willing to fight for this. Abbeddage, see what he can find here, but Abbeddage is the one who is found. Kenvi grabs the kill.
That's actually so hilarious. Abbeddage's going for a little chunk onto Ignar, and Ignar just turns around. Get off me! This little fly behind me. Not only does he properly buffer his hook into the wall so that he didn't get pulled back too far, he also is able to get his Nautilus ult off on Abbeddage. And this again, Abbeddage goes down for the second time in this game without using Flash or Ghost. Immediately just annihilated there. And yeah, it does mean we're going to have like an anticlimactic Dragon number 3, which gets Immortals to Dragon Soul point. But it does mean all those stopwatches everybody bought probably won't get broken till our actual Dragon Soul fight.
Yeah, there's no reason for anybody to really commit those to use them here. So there you go. Soul point for Immortals. Gold lead stays about the same for 100 Thieves, but that Hex Tech Soul is something fierce if IMT can grab it.
Yeah. Dragon sponsored there by Abbeddage himself. Congratulations.
He's our new Dragon.
He's a new Dragon sponsor. It's not for the Dragon Soul. That one's covered.
Right. Game of Thrones has that one, but Abbeddage gets the 3rd Dragon.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the
so now all we got to do is
Dragon.
find sponsors for our first Dragon and our second Dragon. Yeah. And then we're covered. We're good to go.
We're doing so much work here. I mean, we're the biz dev team, basically.
We're marketing and biz dev and
we need to come up with some skins. Who's the champion?
I've already got
sell
ideas.
Skins now.
I've already got ideas. Have you ever heard of Trucker Orn?
Yeah, that one sounds great. Yeah.
The ram is a truck. And
all right, we're gonna
honk.
have the left side of Trucker Orn is gonna be more tan.
Yeah, because he's
that's the window side. Yeah.
His Q is a little traffic cone. When he rams into it, he makes a tire screeching sound.
We'll have multiple chromas, but every time the left side's more tan.
Yeah, and he wears a different trucker hat. I've been thinking about this. I think this is a real.
Can we get him a tie-dye shirt? Tie-dye is pretty popular nowadays.
Yeah, we can get him a tie-dye shirt. When he would normally use his blacksmith thing and make his items, he gets on the CB radio, breaker. Like this would work.
Calling in the items.
Yeah. Right. No, Trucker Orn. That's my marquee idea. I don't know. I think it would bang.
Yeah, Orn's been getting played a lot in LCK recently.
Exactly.
We haven't seen it in a while here though.
Well, maybe one day we'll get to see Trucker Orn in the game. I hope so.
Unfortunately, it's going to be a farm fest until the Dragon Soul actually gets a little closer.
That's why we're talking about Trucker.
3 minutes is a long way off, but you can burn
maybe
flashes.
It's not a farm fest. If Huhi just dies, Lost takes the credit, but Ignar set it up.
Nice. Is this the unseen power that we have? We can cast or curse
We can just
them?
talk about
We
random garbage until
We can
they
cast
make
or
kill
curse
each
them.
other.
Guess what? It's going to be a farm fest. Boom! Kill! All right, we're going to get a Baron attempt here.
Thank
Are
you,
they
sucker
going to
orc.
get the teleport out from Ssumday? He's walking over now. There's the teleport. This is what Immortals want. They're matching teleports for the fight.
Okay, you can see they tried
Wait,
to...
why pull off and match the teleport? You got the cooldown advantage there by getting the teleport out, but then you just lost it by using your own teleport, and you pull off Baron anyways, and 100 Thieves get more tower damage out of it.
They also didn't line up their ability timing correctly with the teleport showing up. Like, they wanted to catch him as soon as he arrived on the TP, but it went kind of like what we did with the pause.
So, yeah, that was definitely some breakdown in comms.
Okay.
Because what you're getting out of that Baron start is either, all right, we just make them teleport over, then we get off Baron. So we're +1 teleport cooldown. Or we match teleports because we get Baron low enough and we think we can actually, force this fight. But they get neither there on the side of Immortals. Slips right through their fingers. That's okay. That objective is the practice objective.
Right, exactly. So one thing I also want to point out here, because we do have 3 stopwatches versus 3 stopwatches now, but the bigger item that's coming online, 3 items now for FBI's Sivir. Because Immortals is running a Seraphine bot lane, yeah, they get a lot of power out of that. You get a lot of healing, a lot of sustain, but you don't have that same DPS physical threat. And now that FBI is fully online with triple crit items, it's very, very scary if he gets some free firing time in one of these pumped up fights.
Yeah, and they've already pre-bought 2 upgraded Grievous Wounds items for the side of 100 Thieves. So they're very ready for any of the healing of Aatrox, Swain, Viego, Seraphine, all 4 of those champions.
Anybody other than Nautilus?
They've invested heavily here. So 100 Thieves, they've paid their healing taxes. They've got Ssumday as well as Abba paying those for the entire team, I guess.
Yep. Just helping each other out here, as we do have under 1 minute until what would be the Hex Soul for Immortals does spawn. 100 Thieves seriously want to stop this. They can't afford to have somebody get picked like last time, give that away for free. So it looks like we're going to have a bit of a standoff here in mid lane as the waves get shoved out. Ooh, nicely done. PowerOfEvil now going to be thrown forward. He's very, very... Oop, I don't know, is he going to survive this one? Flashes away from the seismic shove. Nicely done, staying alive. Ssumday's coming in, and 100 Thieves are looking to go even further. Kenvi's already on a killing spree, though, as Closer has jumped in, trying to find a little bit more. Immortals have already lost 2. 100 Thieves have only lost the 1. Revenge is on the run, and Ssumday's on the chase. Seismic shove's gonna find the Aatrox, and Ssumday's stopwatch buys time. Lost tries to fight, but 1v4, not even the power of K-pop's gonna save you. 100 Thieves run him over.
Flowers, this game has been determined by individual picks. PowerOfEvil gets picked off, and 100 Thieves run it straight through their base.
It's only Ignar left. I think this is just the end of the game.
100 Thieves, 4 members on the Nexus turret. Ignar trying to do everything he can.
Ignar wants to just try to get enough time for his teammates to respawn. He can't do it. That's the game. 1 fight, 1 game, 100 Thieves.
Just like that. Abbeddage, he sponsored that 3rd dragon. Guess what? He's also sponsoring the end of the game.
Yeah.
They get the pick onto PowerOfEvil. They land the shove right back into the team. Another shove with the Gragas ultimate following it up. And all of a sudden, 100 Thieves finish this one versus Immortals. No attempt even on that Dragon Soul.
That game had, what, 4 kills at 22 minutes and it ended at 32 minutes? That was quite a snap finale there.
FBI farming the whole game on that Sivir. Able to chop him down in the last team fight. Ssumday with the flank to make sure after PoE was able to escape the initial engage off his Zhonya's plus flash away, Ssumday's there to catch him.
Nicely done from 100 Thieves, getting the most out of the moment that they found. I'm definitely not going to say it was a clean game. There were errors. Immortals was fighting back against them for the majority of the game. But it's like we were talking about, the weight of mistakes can be different in League of Legends. And that fight, that catch, the execution there from 100 Thieves just sealed the deal, and they're going up to 10-3.
Second place for 100 Thieves. feels nice at the top. Honestly, pretty smooth sailing for them recently. They seem to be cruising in that second place spot. So heading towards playoffs, just going to be about these little moves for positioning.
And I still like what we're seeing out of Immortals. I still think this team is improving a lot from where they started.
Definitely liked it less this game.
Yeah, a little bit less this game. There were some oopsies. The teleport around the Baron was like a pretty big head scratcher for us there, but it's still so much better than what they started off with. Unfortunately for them, their record is now not very good. It's 3-10. They've got a long way to climb. Fortunately for them, 8 out of 10 teams make playoffs, so it is still within that grasp. But Immortals, they got to keep getting better. They got to keep pursuing these things because we have seen some glimpses of brilliance out of them.
They've had some close ones, but they actually need to walk it across the line because, top 8 make playoffs. They're currently in number 9. So they got to move up at least one, see if they can actually do it. Revenge, though, I do like what we've seen from him. He's making a lot more of these individual plays, looking for those opportunities to pick up kills and open up angles for his team.
And as 100 Thieves have won the game here, we're heading over to the stage.